Hello, welcome to Winter Solstice 2020 with the Whirling Rainbow Foundation, the Grandmother Drum International Peace Project, and the Rainbow Fire Mystery School. I am White Eagle Medicine Woman, the Executive Director and founder of the Whirling Rainbow, and many of you are hearing about this incredible time that we are in all over the world for Winter Solstice 2020. And before we get into that amazing amount of information that we're going to synthesize for you in this night so that you can have a context for your intention for 2021, we just want to welcome you from all parts of the world that you are calling in from. I think we have
9 countries all around the world and all sorts of states. So globally, we are being joined right now from Australia, Denmark, Netherlands, the United Kingdom, Canada, Mexico, France, Singapore, New Zealand, and in the United States we have people joining from Arizona, California, Hawaii, Montana, New York, Alaska, Michigan, Washington, New Mexico, Ohio, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Oregon, Kansas, Virginia, and Florida. And we want to welcome all of you with all our heart.
Thank you for coming. We have well over 100 people coming online. This is the first winter solstice in probably the 30 winter solstices that I've conducted that we are global at the same time in this way. So please allow us a little bit of patience as we all are in that learning curve of being on the Zoom world. So I went from the whirling rainbow to the zooming rainbow, and we are here to unite our community drum keepers, our 3-foot drums that we've built in trainings all over the world. We have many of our drum keepers coming into this tonight. We have blue flame leaders, we have interns, and we have our staff that are here before you tonight that are all coming together in this beautiful night that ends an epoch in our lives. It ends a very, very powerful year for all of us. And that powerful year for me personally was some loss and letting go. And I think all of us have had to do that big letting go this year of a world in which we knew. And I think that world in which we knew, whether it's the loss of a loved one or the loss of a way of life or a job or a perception of the world, because that's really where we're at. We're about to lose a perception of the world in which we've known. And that step that we're taking has been heralded all around the world. And we're going to talk about that in a moment. But I want to honor that here we are in the furthest spot in Homer, Alaska at 1,550 feet. We are the highest house in Homer. And we landed here 4 years ago after 20 years on the road, touring 1 million miles, touching 1 million people in 20 countries. And that landing home was a guidance of the grandmothers. Although I've been in Alaska 41 years, I consider myself a Chaco, and every year somebody does get stuck in our driveway on winter solstice. So we're having a blizzard out there, but that's normal for Alaska. And there we were, a brand new person came into our group tonight, and she was winching one of our other members out of the ditch. This is Alaskan women. So we are here in this power and presence of our great land, that we stand here before you as this northern star. We heard about this through the Whirling Rainbow many, many years ago in the prophecies between indigenous people. And the Whirling Rainbow prophecy says the healing wind will come out of the north and spread like a whirling rainbow. And we are perched at the highest point. We're just south of the North Pole. So we have many of the elves showing up for you today. And may, Santa bring you the best year possible to launch you into a new way of understanding. And this understanding has so much to do with frequency. But before we get there, we have some thank yous as a nonprofit organization that has done so much around the world and locally. We have really done so much this year to launch our online school in such a bigger way. We've always had an online presence with our school and our mystery school and all of our sound healing trainings and certification programs, but now those have been amped up. And so we have a lot of people to thank for that this year that we want to mention before we roll into the ceremony.
On behalf of the board of our nonprofit organization, I'd like to thank our board of directors and our global advisory council. If you go on our website, whirlingrainbow.com, you'll see the multitude of different cultures joining us in this wisdom council, providing their guidance on all sorts of practical and spiritual steps. We want to really thank all of our staff, our webmaster. We want to thank our new beautiful Rainbow Path interns, Tamara and Melinda, and our support techs, Michelle, Sam, and Samantha, and Sierra. We have been blessed with a lot of volunteers in 2020, working again on building projects. This year it has been our organic greenhouse, the beginning of it, and an organic community garden. We want to thank Jessie and Lindsay, Jarena and Eve, Tamara and Joshua, Melinda and Dave, Martine and Chris, Mac, Heather, Michelle, Sean, Harry and Courtney, Julie and Berkeley, and Brad. We have also been really blessed and honored to have people donate to our nonprofit organization. We are not a grant-funded nonprofit. We try to support our organization just by the funds coming in through our ceremonies, our workshops, our meditation, online courses, and through the ceremonial art and merchandise we make with our own hands. And we have been really blessed by donations by the City of Homer, Melinda and Dave, Jason, Michelle, Anita, Tisha, Judith, Blackwell Pump Service, Tamara, Lindsay and Jarena, Doug and Katie, Tony, the Kenai Peninsula RV Park, Greg, TV Holland, Daisy, Jody, Harry and Courtney, Federhof Services, Sona, Susan, Martine, Josephine, Julie, Tamara, Mary, Barbara, Julie, and Burke. And we also want to thank all of our global Blue Flame Grid Point leaders who hold ceremony on the equinox, the fall equinox, praying for Mother Earth on the Blue Flame Planetary Grid ceremony, and all of our more than 100 community mother drum keepers all around the world who hold 3 feet crystal inlaid drums as sound healing tools for personal and community health and wellness. Thank you.
So as we sit here in this very intimate space, this is the first of our center. It's 1,400 square feet, so you can imagine how much is packed in this little tiny space as we launched from the world, and now the world comes to us. And this is what the grandmothers had said long ago. They said at some point you will create the center, and instead of going to the world will come to you. Well, we didn't think it was going to happen quite this way, but we know, each and every one of us, that no matter who we have lost or what we have lost in this last year, that we are gaining something of a great mystery to unfold. And I first want to honor the end of 2020 because it was so powerful for so many of them. And personally, I lost my mother in this year. Michaela lost her father this year. And Tamara lost her uncle this year. So we have people in our immediate family that we have lost this year. None to COVID, thank you, but all of which were ready to make their passage to another reality so they could support us from there. And I want to honor all of you who may have lost here or lost work. And loss is such a powerful opportunity for all of us. So I found 2 very powerful quotes to end this year and to have us an insight that what we lose opens up a door to something so much greater that we don't understand quite yet in this transition. There is very little difference between burying and planting. For often we need to put things dead to rest so that new life can begin. And further, the thing put to rest, whether it be a loved one, a dream, or a false way of seeing, becomes the fertilizer for the life about to form. So in this night, I dedicate this to my mother and Michaela to her father. And this altar cloth that you will see that will come out for our candle lighting was one of the old cross-stitching Christmas blankets, tablecloths my mother made. The second quote really speaks to the polarity that we've seen in this year, the absolute polarity, false information, all the hatred and other that went on during this year. And that is another moment to really witness that only right before birth do the contractions get stronger. And so right before unity consciousness comes this time of deep polarity. So we know we're on the way to make the jump home because we're going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And in that, we allow ourselves to wake up through that process. So this quote I found also very moving. In the midst of hate, I found there was within me an invincible love. In the midst of tears, I found there was within me an invincible smile. In the midst of chaos, I found there was within me an invincible calm. I realized that through it all, in the midst of winter, I found there was within me an invincible summer. And that makes me happy, for it says that no matter how hard the world pushes against me, within me, there's something stronger, something better, pushing right back. And I personally had the opportunity to learn this in the last year with an near-death experience I had almost a year ago. And in that drama, I suddenly woke up. And this is what this time is so about for all of us. The meaning of Winter Solstice 2020 has come from many different directions, whether you follow the astrological alignments that are, the first in 800 years, the last was the Renaissance, that alignment that we're having now. The other comes from Aboriginal elders of the original people of Ayers Rock of Uluru in Australia. They're calling this time, tomorrow is the official 4 o'clock in the morning, tonight is officially Winter Solstice. The largest stone in the center of Australia, considered by many to be the creation spot. The Aboriginal elders say that a magic box is opening under Uluru at 7:58 p.m. on Northern Territory time. So there is information we sent out in an earlier newsletter that you can get about what that is all about. But whether it's there or what the grandmother said to me 20 years ago, said we're grandmothers of the new millennium, midwives at the ring of fire. So they describe this ring of fire, not just the geologic ring of fire, but also the term used in childbirth when a woman is the baby's about to crown. So they mention that leading up to that we would be in alignment with the eye of the actual galaxy, and we will be exposed to gamma radiation we haven't before, and said that the ring of fire, the geologic ring of fire, would open, and that would begin the process. And that happened in 2018 on the big island of Hawaii, and all across the world when the volcanoes were all opening. It was very interesting that the Hawaiian people had a new mythos about the goddess Pele, who is the goddess of that volcano in Hawaii, and described this recent lava flow, which was so dynamic in 2018, to be an actual birth story. So I found that very amazing that the grandmothers had pointed to this as a birth story. And then they described Pele now birthing her baby. This is what was going on. And Then astrology came in with Pam Gregory saying we are now in the birth canal and that on winter solstice we will be born. And of course, we don't know what we're being born into any more than we did when we were brought to the light originally. So it's a time of confusion. It's a time where the walls are collapsing around us and we're going through the dark tunnel and we come out into the light. But we still don't know much about what that new life is for quite some time. But all of them have heralded today as that seed moment. And I'm saying that to you to utilize this incredible portal that we're in to make clear intention, but also to be in alignment with your intention. That's even more important. Because now we know we must resonate what we want. We can't be in any other frequency. And all of the illnesses, including COVID, that we have decided to stir up in our world is really the only thing that can live in those frequencies is if we have those very, very low frequencies, then we can be susceptible. And that is fear, that is anger, that is separation, that is blame and shame and guilt. All of those feed illness. And so we are actually in such a quantum amount of energy that what we put out comes back to us. What we think about manifests. If we fear the virus, we get the virus. It's all about this lesson that is quantum now. Spreads quantum. And this is the nature of unity consciousness. So whether we take that in a good way or we use it for the wrong way, the law is universal. Spirit is saying to us, the law is neutral. What you're putting out is quantumly coming back to you now. And so we hope that you can really allow yourself to move in a state that you've always wanted to live in and hold it as an ongoing thing in your life. Because what we're going through now and what we will be going through, the elders are saying, as of this day, strap on your buckle, we're going for a big ride. And we think, oh my God, we already did last year. I mean, that was a lot. So there's more more of this amplification. But for those that are vibrating in this kind of alignment, which the elders in Hawaii would call kina ole, that means being at the right place, at the right time, doing the right thing for the right person, for the right reason, the first time. That's a very, very powerful thing. Being in that alignment, listening. They said listen twice and speak once. That's how much we need to listen to be in alignment. If our spirit says go here, we go here. If it says don't go there, we don't go there. We have to listen and pay attention. And it's very much like a woman who's experiencing contractions and has to surrender to something greater than herself. And then she has to listen with impeccable ears to her intuition, his intuition, to go, what direction do I take? And then when we get that direction, we have to do it instantaneously. We can't wander from it. And that is, the lessons we're getting are steeper because that's what mastery is all about. It's about, oh, you've mastered that, we're going to give you a higher level of testing so that you can even get better at that. Any schooling we've ever done, kindergarten is different than graduate school. So we are in that period of time. And I invite you, and I know that each and every one of us can rise to this occasion. And we must choose it every moment with what we say, how we act, how we Facebook, and not participate in the separation. It's difficult because I am very opinionated about what's going on right now, and I can get into that. And my righteousness about it, I know what's the truth. And what we've learned in these times is none of us really does know the truth. The only place that knows the truth is deep inside of us. That's the BS detector for whatever's going on out there. And if COVID did one thing for the world, it allowed us to go inward and recalibrate our lives and take responsibility for our thoughts and take responsibility for our feelings. whatever side of the fence you're on about that story, because I could go on about mine. But anyway, we are not here for that. We are here for a great musical evening and a ceremony of heartfelt sharing. And our audience online, I want you to know we are sort of squeezed in here intimately in this small space. You may see a few of us floating around, and we're here to love on you and to receive your love worldwide. And all of the other people that this is going to touch once it's complete and out on the internet. So we want to just spread this kind of peace tonight, the peace that we find within ourselves when we come home, and we're not looking out there for that validation. And we know that when our intention and our frequency are aligned, which is what we're all about in our work across the world, is that frequency, intention plus frequency equals manifestation. That we have an opportunity tonight together to create a frequency that can be the first pulse that holds us into the new year. It's like we already place that as the bottom line in our consciousness tonight. It's not about going out of here and then falling and getting into the story again. It's about staying here. It's about really staying in the pulse that we're going to cultivate tonight. And how we can continue to do that through prayer, through meditation, through yoga, through walks in nature and getting connected. And even more importantly tonight, as much as we wanted to make it about us as humans, today, according to the Aboriginal people, is about Mother Earth. When they talk about this magic box opening, they're asking us during the activation that you will see with Grandmother Drum tonight to send all that love and all of that consciousness to the heart of Mother Earth. Specifically at this place known as Ayers Rock or Uluru in Australia. This is something we can't go into in depth of what the elders are talking about the magic box is, and it's more than a metaphor. So stay tuned for that and other things that we will have following up. But tonight we get to set this frequency together. We get to set the vibration of unity consciousness. And being in a place, it doesn't mean we don't take a stand for what we believe, but we do so from a place of neutrality, which is really, really interesting. It's the first time I've actually been able to do it in the last year. I always was like very opinionated, thought everybody else was wrong if I had the right perspective. And instead it's like I take my place, I take and act on my guidance, but I don't judge anybody else's path because maybe they need that for their awakening. It's not for me to say. So I take a much more neutral position about, is it bad or is it good what's going on? Maybe it is good. Maybe it needs to happen. What do I know? I just have to know what place I need to play in it. That's all I need to know. And that has been a shift for me personally, who came from a very opinionated way so much of my life, that I'm here doing peace work and that war is wrong or that COVID is wrong or this is wrong. And to come to this neutral place of being able to witness both aspects and know I'm neither one of those, but I am the spirit that is behind all of that polarity. And that's what we inspire you with tonight. So I'd like you to just, as we begin to open this first song, and all of you here in the room with us, is that we're not going to do this like a performance where you're going to clap or anything. This is a ceremony. So you're just going to do your own intention work and vibe in with the words of these chants and songs. And we'll have a time where we'll be smudging here in a moment and allowing you to just get into that sacred space within yourself, wherever you are around the world. The space that we're creating is not in this room, it's in your room, in your own house. So as we do that, I'd like you to continue to send that energy that you are creating in your own intention, and just see that circle happening into Mother Earth for this night. And then we're going to have a second set after this, where Grandmother Drum will be brought to the center stage. Those of you who've been with us around the world, the 7-foot crystal inlaid Grandmother Drum, the only one of her kind in the world, that will be activating you with the crystal matrix, and we'll be doing some ceremony around that. So we're honored to have you. Thank you so much for coming, because without you, we wouldn't have had an opportunity to do so much healing that we did together to make this happen. Just as friends and people that have performed together, we went deeper. We went through some friction, we did some different things, and we grew a lot in this process. And it's because we wanted to present love to you, and the only way we could do it was to do it for ourselves first. And we did that. We promised to you that we did that together here before we came to you. And it's an ongoing process. But thank you. And we're so looking forward to sharing this music of love with all. Night.
afraid to let it out, to be seen, always shine. Guess that I still have my doubts. There is a strength within me, and I won't let it show. To be the lighthouse set upon the shore, and bring you safely from the storm. But who am I? Who am I? To shine, to shine, to shine, to shine, to shine, to shine. There is a song within me, and it's just backing to be sung, to bring people close together, joining hands to live as one. But who am I? Who am I? To shine, 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 oh, to shine, to shine, to shine. I am beautiful as the mother made, and I have my Father's hands. I am strong, and I am capable, given to good feet to stand. And I am the light of love that rises, bringing life into this land. And I am worthy, truly worthy, oh, shine.
Fire burns bright, illuminating dark space, and I dance with the fire and the light that fills me up with grace, and it shines so beautiful like love it radiates, and I will hold on to my life and never lose
I
my
am worthy,
faith.
truly worthy to shine.
Oh,
I am worthy, truly worthy to shine. I am worthy, truly worthy to shine. We are worthy, truly worthy to shine.
We have two more songs for you, but if you can please recognize in your heart the talent of Michaela Morton on the harp, Sean Sook, incredible vocalist, silver flute and didgeridoo, and our beautiful Joshua Thomas on the guitar, and this was just his own song.
Thank you, Michaela. Your turn to shine.
And this song is my beautiful wife created for the wolves howling under our northern lights. To move and feel the energy coming up a little bit stronger. And this final piece of this set is a beautiful chant that we co-created from our beautiful Kiro shamans of the Andes. The root of this chant is all from Mother Earth, and we're offering this chant tonight for the Great Mother. The words are very simple. Pachamama, which is Mother Earth. Pachamamita, sweet Mother Earth.
Santa Tierra.
Santa Tierra. Madre is sacred Mother. Thank you, I needed to back up on that. I'm in such a deep place.
That's good. All our mistakes are done now.
You know,
Over
you do
with.
that, do in your head like this song. It's really not so. Thank you. Thank you, Mother Earth, Father, Son, grandmothers and grandfathers for 2020 and the chance to go higher. Open us now in this next phase of our ceremony to go even deeper, even higher with the powerful grandmother drum, the heartbeat of the universe, the heartbeat of our ancestors, and the very heartbeat of love that lives in all things. We will take a brief 15-minute break, both live here in Homer and online with you, so that we can bring out grandmother drum and give you an experience of being able to offer your ceremony for the year coming and to seed the new dream in this amazing wintertime. We've had an opportunity that we've never had here in Lookout Mountain where we live, so we thought we might share it with you. We talk about the bear medicine of the winter and seeding the winter dream and going into hibernation. For the first time ever, we had grizzly bear tracks right outside of our door here up on Olson Mountain, and apparently a mom and 3 cubs have been spotted in our area, and another mom with 6 cubs. And they were out pretty late this year, and so we are wondering what their message is to us. And it's very, very powerful that we bring you in some of the second half, some of that bear medicine that we hold here in Alaska to give you strength. The Traveling Bear Song is one that we'll do, and it's one that helps us take the journey. It's called a Traveling Bear Song because we have to go from logic to love, as one of my teachers always said. So we have to make that longest journey from the head to the heart, from logic to love. And the bear medicine is all about having the courage to take that leap. It's much easier to get into the ain't it awful. It's much easier to go into the lower vibration in our culture. It's everywhere. It's all across the news. But we are the new news. We are the New Testament, if you want to look at it that way, and of humanity's capability. And we say yes. We say yes, we can hug each other, move close together. I say stay connected in this time, stay grounded, and stay with each other. And we can't go wrong. So we'll see you in a few minutes. I want to recognize again our musicians who volunteered their time to practice together to bring this set to you of their beautiful medicine. And
Sean
I know
Zook,
Sean Zook
Joshua Thomas, Michelle Morton, and White Eagle on the drum.
and Michaela Baumgartner. Beautiful pyramid tree. And each one of us in this room is going to make an intention for the collective. So I'm just going to randomly ask you to be one of those people, and I'd like you to remember the month that you are getting for this year and the word that you're choosing, because we are going to record this and send this out to all of us as the intentions we're setting month to month for our global community. And to light the actual solstice candle, I thought it was the most appropriate to have the eldest member of our group. And I think that's my beloved sister Jemima. And it couldn't be more appropriate because I just thought about it before the break. We do a lot of these things just right in the moment because this is the real love, it's not staged. Is that she has birthed thousands of babies into the world as a midwife. And because all of the elders and all of the wisdom keepers and all of the great astrologers are all saying today is our birth time, and we birthed the Homo sapien into the Homo luminous humanity. And this is a quantum difference. So again, as you take this responsibility, it means that what you did before, there's a faster turnaround time. And it's like while we were in this ceremony, we switched your Ford for a Ferrari engine, and you're going to go out the drive and say, geez, I got to learn how to drive that speed. And that's what's happening to us on the energetic. So on the top of Grandmother Drum and her beautiful cloth made by many women in Australia when we first arrived the first year, they were getting together as a group, and they were meeting for 13 moons, doing the 13 indigenous grandmother teachings.
And when they heard that this 7-foot drum was coming to Australia, its very first world tour, they couldn't believe it because they had been making, as the culmination of their 13 months together, what they called the mat. And they made this cloth out of all of their children's scrap from things that they made, and they put the 4 directions on it. And they looked online, saw the diameter of the drum, took a tape measure, and realized they were building the cover for Grandmother Drum.
Oh, wow.
So traveling from Adelaide to Sydney for all of our Australia family that are here, our first world tour, and always our home country when it comes to the medicine, is that they presented this. They flew like from Denver to New York to come to present this beautiful blanket. And on that very first day, as I paraded down the main streets of town with police escorts and all the elders, this medicine doll was passed to me by a woman who stepped out of the crowd. And she symbolized all of the stolen generation of Aboriginal children. But she is the child that is in all of us. She is the child that many of us lost over our years, whether it's within or a child without. And as we go through this healing process, the medicine of the baby always travels as the sacred teaching of nothing that we shall do from here on will harm the children. That all things are born of woman is the law, and that everything is done that will honor the children's fire, we call it. So that's why she always sits here. And since our youngest member is also right here, next to our oldest member, how about you get to hold her for the ceremony? What's your name? LaVey? LaVea. Oh, sounds like love. That sounds wonderful. And she has all the feathers of the birds of Australia, and she has the Aboriginal flags honoring our First Nation people and also the elders that are calling forth this powerful night. So as we go over to the altar, I want each of you to also light your own candle of intention. And Chimayo, if you will, there's a rainbow candle that we're going to start with. And for you to be the one to say our opening prayer for this year. And if you'll just turn to one side so everybody else there can see you.
A prayer, just an opening prayer.
Yeah, just for this year.
Can you come here? So for 2021, I feel that not only the light, but the journey is towards the heart. It has been my life journey, and I feel that we have to get there. Like there's 9 portals from the heart to the brain. There's only one from the brain to the heart. If you're familiar with the Heart Math Institute, it's scientific. We barely touched the first one. It's time to go and develop all 9 of them. So I say, here's to the heart. So I like this one.
And just one by one, if you will come up, and somebody will start our January candle, the first month of the year. And don't be shy. And then, and what's our word for January?
Affection.
Affection. Let's remember that. Just light from that one. Somebody else can come as well. And when you come up here, you're going to take a message that has been channeled. Michaela does this every year. So I would say not to open the message until after your journey with Grandmother Drum. My beautiful brother. You're going to have February.
I've got February, that's one of my favorite months.
And you're going to take one of these up here. This is our 12 months one. So any of these here. And what's our word?
Well, February is a love month, so February is about love.
Okay, so we have affection and love, we're doing great already.
Can't do that.
Sounds very yummy.
Valentine's Day, of course.
Alright. Oh, who wants to do March? Come on, just jump in. Let's go. And what's this month going to be?
Friendship.
Okay. Okay, somebody else for February, March, April. There you go. So if you don't volunteer, you get volunteered. You know. Let's get the little tab out here. So what's April gonna be about?
Mindfulness.
Thank you. May 2021. Ladies. Okay. What's that gonna be for you?
Surrender.
So all of you that are watching, please hear these intentions because you are part of this poem that's being built for the year. June, someone else, come. Step to the side so they can see you. All these things to remember. And what is this going to be about?
Serendipity.
Serendipity.
I'm scared of fire. Oh, sorry.
Okay. Are we on June or July now? July, right? Okay, here you're in the month of July. And what's our message for July?
Hope.
Thank you. Anyone, August?
I'm gonna choose unity.
Okay. September, that's my brother, there you go.
For September, I have listening.
Oh. Again, like the elders say, speak once but listen twice. So, do some more listening. October 2021, thank you, brother. All those there. What's the message for this month?
October's for vision.
Vision, thank you. Okay, November, who's on November? Someone come in. My sister whose birthday's in November, yes? So that's a good one for you. Get one of these. What's this month for?
It's joyfulness.
Thank you.
And December 2021. All right. You remember your words in your month, because this is really something that's going to come to each of us. And you're going to hear this recording again so that you know, and that you can walk with each of these words for the month as we enter this magnificent portal.
My word is reverence.
Oh, we start with love and we end with reverence. I think that's
Affection.
magnificent.
Affection.
No, she said love first, and then it was affection, right? So as we get ready now to put our prayers to the drum and move our energy to Grandmother Drum, what I'd like to do, I'm holding two microphones now, that's crazy, is that any of you here that didn't light a candle, please come up and do so. Take a message, and please wait to read it. And we will reveal some messages later to our online community as well. And then we're going to lay underneath Grandmother Drum for this activation. It's a very, very sweet and gentle activation with Grandmother Drum. We always say, first we're going to rock you, and then we're going to rock you. So come up and do that if you haven't yet. Those of you who are ready, we're going to take Grandmother's cover off and get ready to lay under her together. All those that still need their candles, so you can just light your attention now. And then find your place. We lay our heads as close to the bowl as possible. There are over 200 clear and rose quartz crystal in Grandmother Drum, making her the largest crystal drum in the world. And this amplifies the frequency for healing. So there are nice yoga mats and some sacred furs that were gifted to us around the world, so you have a comfortable place to lay down. And we're going to turn off our main light and just leave some gentleness. All of our online family now, this is your opportunity to just go deeper with us, setting that clear intention that we are together for you. So find a place where you can lie down, where you'd be very, very comfortable. There's another blanket that you can always use Grandmother Drum's blanket as well. And as you lie down, I give you the opportunity to really, really still down in a place beyond words. So I'm going to invite you to take a breath with me. And breathe in from the back of the heart and out the front. And a very effortless
And then from the front of the heart, as if you could breathe in, and then out the back of the heart. Same restful. If you can't do it, just imagine it. Then the next breath, breathing in from the left side of the heart, out the right. And then breathing in from the right side of the heart, out the left. Then breathing up from the earth through the center of the heart, out through the top of the head. And finally, from the top of the head, breathing down through the center of the heart and grounding yourself back to earth. This is known as Ishtaba, or the breath of eternal life. And allow yourself, wherever you go on this journey, if you wander into the future or the past, come back and do this breath. Let's try it again. Back to front. Then front to back. Left to right, and right to left. Bottom to top, and top to bottom. This is softening and opening you to receive an expansion in the heart. You might feel a pressure at the heart in the next few days. It's the signal that the heart needs to open even more. And you can come back to this breath in the days to come to help you integrate this level of expansion. Whether you're online with us or you're in the room, your intention is everything. hear my voice and begin to journey from the inner world back to the outer by running that breath one more time. And as we do this breath, we integrate whatever happened, whether we're conscious of it or not. With these breaths, make the intention that you will integrate this activation, this initiation of the heart over the days, months, and years to come. As the grandmothers say, it's a year and a day from ceremony that we understand what took place. As we enter this mystery, we keep our hearts open, clear, soft, strong, in the four chambers, in the center of the heart, the high heart, known as the light heart. And as you're ready to come out of your meditation, you can enjoy taking your place around the drum so that we can activate her together now. All of our community across the world with us online, you will also be joining us with your drum. For the first part, we received the beat of the mother. And the second part, we enacted saying, yes, we will walk the talk. We will integrate this frequency in action. And if we can turn our lights back up for our community. Oh, all the puppies from the puppy pile. The love puppy pile. So come around. Grandmother's very friendly. And we get a chance to play together now. And make this final step together. Again, if we can keep that available to people, come on in. We don't bite. If you're keeping your distance, I'm sorry if I said that. If you want to do that, I apologize. Everybody can do what they want. So as we come into the circle of Grandmother Drum, remembering that she's had 1 million people be expanded in the heart was the grandmother's vision, and it continues with each and every one of us. Maybe we can just open that up slightly for the group there. They can see Grandmother Drum a little bit. And the more people can get in, if we turn just slightly sideways, we get a lot more people around Grandmother Drum. Don't worry, we can get this whole group easy. We've had 50, 60, 70 people around her together. So let's snuggle in. And we're going to start with a heartbeat song, and then we'll move into some more active music. Remember I said we're going to rock you, and then what are we going to do? Rock you. Okay, are you ready for Grandmother Drum karaoke and taking that intention to a higher ground now? So we're going to start with a really beautiful Seneca. This is First Nations of New York. It's a beautiful chant. I'm part Seneca, so this is Nisa. This is the chant to Grandmother Moon. And since we are very close to the new moon as well, and how much our emotions count, this is a nice way we can open together. So the words are Nisa, 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 Gaiwayo. Gaiwayo is great spirit, and thank you. So we're going to do this in rounds eventually, so you're going to have to get to know it because you're performing now. Hey everybody, they're going to perform for you now, and you're going to join in learning the chant with us. So if you have your drums at home, please join us. and we're gonna start with a nice soft beat. So here's how, a little bit of instructions on the powwow style of playing, is that if I do this, it means soften the beat. If I do this, it means crank it up. If I'm doing this with my hand, that means you're all kind of not in time. So follow my hand, yeah? And then when we get into the 4-beat cycle, I'm gonna teach you how we can all end together and sound like, you know, we've been playing together a long time. So, and then you're gonna go on the road with me on the next world tour, right? You ready for that? Okay. So we start with a beautiful heartbeat. Hear it first, and then you can join me. Nisa, 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 Galileo, Galileo, Nisa, 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 Galileo, Galileo, Nisa, 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 Galileo, Galileo. Keep it going. Nisa, 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 Galileo, Galileo. Okay, across the circle from here over, you're going to continue, and we're going to do a different round. So you're going to follow me, but you got to be strong over here. Ready? I'll start you off. Nisa, 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 Galileo, Nisa, 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 Galileo, Galileo, Nisa, 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 guys are ready to rock. You can feel it in the knees, so they're like, let's do it. So this is usually a little bit more soft, and we build, but we're in the motion now. And this one is a very recent one that our beautiful sister Sona Weber taught us in Hawaii during a crystal skull method certified training this year that I was passed to her. So I think it's very appropriate for winter solstice. So we'll start with that one. But I want to teach you before we take the journey now, we're going into like continuous karaoke here now, is that when we do this straight beat now, join me on that for a minute. You have to realize, keep it soft for a minute, you have to realize that if I do this, that means crank it up, right? We're going to do really loud, and then if we come back to this, so in the beginning you do it softer so you can really understand the words kind of thing. And also, when we end the song, I'm going to test you on this. leader does a particular thing. So watch what I'm doing. Keep your very same beat. Don't copy me. Okay? Here we go. So how many beats is that? I'll do it again. 5. So when I come onto that, I'm signaling you on the edge. Those two, then guess what's happening? The song is coming to an end. You have 3 more to pay attention. And the 3 will go in the middle. And you would all come off in that note. Okay, you're all out because red light, green light didn't work here. I would make you all out, so we're going to try that again. Okay. Remember, on the last one, you have to come off with me. I didn't see anybody. And you hear this beautiful, incredible tornado of sound coming out of Grand Drum. And that is the crystal matrix. There is 3 spirals of crystal, and we are activating really a Merkaba for our body. So this is powerful. When we do it in synchronicity, we are, I'm sure you felt it when you were underneath, how I was pumping this matrix, and you felt this like tunnel open possibly as it whirled and opened up the ground. So that's what we're doing. We're now taking that activation even higher. So we're going to start with a simple English song, and then we're going to work around the world with some cultural songs shared with the Grandmother Drum Project all over the world to carry those medicine songs. So I will call and you will respond. Are you ready for that? Don't go too fast. You're kind of going in 78, you know, the old records. I want you in like the 45 record. Nobody knows what I'm talking about, different generation. Okay. I walk in the spirit, I walk in the light.
Walk in the spirit, I walk in the light.
beautiful and strong. Children of Mother Earth, this is our song. Children of Mother Earth, you are beautiful and strong. Children of Mother Earth, this is our song. Way out, way out, way out, way out, hey out, way out,
power to our children, power to our indigenous nations across all of Mother Earth, all of our Star Nation ancestors. We stand before you now as the front line of this bloodline, and we say yes.
Yes.
We say yes. We will be the ones that we've been waiting for. Yes. We will have more courage to be nice when it's hard to be nice. We will have more courage to stop talking about ain't it awful and see ourselves as the gods we are to make anything happen instantaneously. If you didn't think so before, our world changed overnight for a very small creature that was so tiny, it changed our entire life across the world. And suddenly, we were all inside. If we can do that, we can do anything. And let's make it about something life-affirming. So I'd like to offer you this very sweet closing of a sweet song, again, that I just learned recently, that reminds us. And you know, my sisters, if we have some microphones that do work, maybe you can be on them because you have such pretty voices to do some harmonies at the end here. So let's just put our sticks underneath, because this is just a song we're going to sing without that. Give Grandmother Drum some energy back since she gave you so much. And I'd like to close all together, all of our community. I know we have people that have come in and out online as well. And get that out of this. Let's stay with us and close together so that we can, safely leave from here together. We have people are kind of tired. It was a long. Okay. So the song goes like this, and you can learn it quickly. I've been traveling a day. I've been traveling a year. I've been traveling a lifetime to find my way home. Home is where the heart is. Home is where the heart is. Home is where the heart is, and my heart is with you. Been traveling a day. I've been traveling a year. I've been traveling a lifetime to find my way home. Home is where the heart is. Home is where the heart is. Home is where the heart is, and my heart is with you. One more time, give it all you've got. I've been traveling a day. I've been traveling a year. I've been traveling a lifetime to find my way home. Home is where the heart is. Home is where the heart is. Home is where the heart is, and my heart is with you. Oh my gosh, see, we started in front of you, and now we're all the choir. Isn't that the way it's supposed to be? So, to close with a prayer, that is our global pledge. That's all over our t-shirts. That was written on September 11th, way back when Grandmother Drum was born in June, and she was set on her trail right in the wake of September 11th. And it couldn't have been more needed, and it still couldn't be more needed for us to remember this pledge, if it speaks to your heart only. The pledge has to be authentic. I pledge Mother Earth as my one country.
pledge Mother Earth as my one country.
I pledge humanity as my one people.
I pledge humanity as my one people.
I pledge life as my religion.
I pledge life as my religion.
I pledge love as my prayer.
I pledge love as my prayer.
I pledge peace and freedom as my birthright.
I pledge peace and freedom as my birthright.
And the birthright of all humanity.
And the birthright of all humanity.
And all living things.
And all living things.
My heart beats one with all my relations.
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 And the Sufi blessing, I offer you peace.
I offer you peace.
I offer you my love.
I offer you my love.
And I offer you my friendship.
I offer you my friendship.
I hear your needs.
I hear your needs.
I see your beauty.
I see your beauty.
And I feel your feelings.
And I feel your feelings.
My wisdom flows from a much higher source.
My wisdom flows from a much higher source.
And I honor that source in you.
And I honor that source in you.
Let us walk in beauty from this place.
Let us walk in beauty from this place.
And to all of our online community, we give the best ending to the Sufi Prayer, which is from Alaska and only could be from Alaska. We have more dogs than people in this state. And we are wolf people. And so we're going to give Grandmother Drumback some medicine for the next group, and we're going to give all of our community in 9 countries and 15 states that joined us for this ceremony tonight, and all of you to go home with is your best wolf howl ever. Are you ready? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 2.5, 3! Tonight of being rocked. Hope you felt it. Hope you joined us for all of it. We'll be sending you follow-ups with videos and all of the prayers that we did tonight so that you can share them with your communities. And we will see you next year.